Just like the title of this video says, nothing has changed with the AMC MOASS. And if you're looking at this in the macro sense, meaning you're looking at the whole trade, where we are currently at, what is happening in the overall markets, you guys would come to that conclusion that nothing has changed for the AMC MOASS. And if you're somebody that is selling out of your AMC because things are a little bit red, then you were never fully convicted in this trade. If you have high conviction or full conviction in this trade, you shouldn't even be worried about what you are seeing. And I don't think a lot of people are, but I wanted to throw that here in the beginning of this video. Now, in this video, we're going to go through everything you guys need to know, down to what I think is eventually going to happen. And I just want to clear up yet again in this video, if you are somebody that thinks just holding the stock is going to cause the MOASS, we are seeing that is obviously not the case. So I had to put that in the beginning of this video. Hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel to stay up to date with everything that is going on with AMC. And if you want a totally non-biased opinion on this stock, that's what we do here on this channel. So like I said, subscribe if you guys want to stay up to date with all of that information, as well as check out the links for free stocks down below in the description of this video. So let's first and foremost talk about AMC. What happened today? Obviously, we dropped about 8%. Not very good. That's why I have the Santa hat on and the Christmas tie. Hopefully we can bring some jolly luck back to AMC stock, but it might take a little while. We can see, I said you guys and we in the same word, but you guys can see that we had about 41 million for volume today. We broke under this $35 to $45.50 support level. We broke under that. We fell down to $32.75 per share, and then we did bounce up a little bit. We are seeing a slight bounce in the after hours, up 0.32%. We're gonna have to wait until obviously tomorrow to see if this is going to be a bounce day, but if we're not seeing enough people buying the stock to outweigh the people that are selling the stock, we're not going to see a significant bounce. So this is the worst rumor that has came out, and has definitely hurt AMC much more. I don't think it's benefited AMC at all, but it's definitely hurt AMC a lot over the past. You guys can see the chart speaks for itself. Literally almost all red candles over the past 7 trading days or so. Now, our worst case scenario we're looking at, just so you guys are aware, is going to be the 200-day moving average. That is at $30.93 per share. Our best case scenario is we see a major bounce and we head back up to our resistance level at about $45 per share. What I think is going to happen is that we, sit around this level. If the overall markets continue to sell off, people stop buying AMC or continue to not buy AMC in a massive sense, then we will head down to that 200-day moving average. What I called out on Sunday, my weekly price prediction video that we do on every Sunday, I called out this drop to about $34.50, $35 per share to hit this support level and then bounce back up to about $37 to $40 per share, put us in the middle of this range. So I do think that is still more likely than not, but it's going to depend what happens with the overall markets. And we're going to talk about really 2 bad things from the market, and then we're going to talk about 1 bullish thing that just came out. If you guys have seen the last video and you're watching this one, there's 1 new thing to go over here in this video, so definitely stay through this part, and then we're going to get into more of the data that you guys need to know. So this is definitely a not good headline for the markets. So Powell says Fed will discuss speeding up bond buying taper at December meeting. Key points: Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said he expects policymakers in December to discuss accelerating the timetable for the tapering of monthly bond purchases. Speaking before a Senate panel, he said tapering could wrap up a few months sooner than anticipated. That would open the door to interest rate hikes thereafter. Powell also said it's probably a good time to retire the word transitory to describe inflation. So 2 things that are going on right here. He's basically acknowledging inflation is going to be around a lot longer or indefinitely compared to what he was saying in the past. So that's one bad thing the markets definitely latched onto. It's making the headlines. The second thing is the bond tapering, and this means that they are reducing the amount of money they are pumping into treasury bonds and mortgage-backed securities. Pumping this money into treasury bonds has kept the yields low, And it has also kept down things like mortgage rates. When you go get a mortgage, if we weren't doing all this tapering, you would have much higher interest rates for your mortgages as well as other loans, and just overall propping up the economy. So two bad things right there. And the other bad thing is going to be this headline. And there's a lot of headlines. I just chose one. It says, "This is not going to be good. Moderna CEO on what scientists are telling him about the Omicron coronavirus variant." And basically what they say is there is, a lot they don't know, and all the scientists that they have talked to are saying this is not going to be good, that the efficacy rate is probably going to be a lot lower. But like I have said, as long as it's above 50%, I think the markets will take that positively. Surely if it's above 70%, that's almost guaranteed going to be a positive reaction from the marketplace. Now, the bullish news that we did just get, and this was just a breaking news headline, it says FDA advisory panel narrowly endorses Murdoch's oral COVID treatment pill despite reduced efficiency and safety questions. It's now coming out that it's only 30% effective after they said it was 50% effective. But I do think the markets will see this positively. One thing that they're concerned about, this pill basically mutates the virus inside of you so your immune system can target it, and people are debating if eventually something will mutate in somebody and then spread to somebody else and you'll get a whole new variant. Now, I don't think the markets are going to focus on that too much, but it is possible that they do find, some fear to take out of that right there. So that's the situation. That is what is happening with the marketplace. And like I said, mix all of that together with the fact that the apes are holding their stock and no longer buying as many shares. That's causing the price to go down today. But like I said, it doesn't change the overall trade. As well as that, you are seeing a lot of shorting activity happening today. I don't really trust the live updates that we are getting from Ortex, but we're going to run through them right now. It says short interest change of positive 2.03%. Current short interest of free float 16.16%. Current shares that are sold short of 82.88 million. Return shares for the day of 1.76 million, and borrowed shares of 3.51 million. So if we did see 3.5 million shares that were sold short today, that's close to 10% of the volume. If you do account, people that are obviously going to sell their stocks when things go red, and when people obviously start to panic, because that's going to happen either way, then it does equate to this 8% sell-off that we've seen today. But obviously shorts have not covered, so this trade is fully intact. Nothing has changed with this trade. And as far as what other things you guys need to know from the Ortex data, 74.15% share utilization. So there's a decent amount of shares that still can be sold short. And over here on Stonk Tracker, they do have 5.4 million shares that are available, and that's a lot compared to what we have seen with some days being a couple 100,000, other days being 1 to 2 million. Now we're seeing 5.4 million shares. So do expect another move to the downside if the markets are bad tomorrow and throughout the rest of this week. As well as that, we are seeing a reversed gamma squeeze. So just the same way it works when a lot of calls go into the money, same thing happens when a lot of puts go into the money as well. You do see shorting happening because of that. And you are seeing a lot of puts that are going into the money expiring this Friday. You are seeing 38,000 puts that are out of the money, 32,654 puts that are in the money. Same thing for December, 73,000 puts that are now in the money, 106,862 puts that are out of the money. So there is quite a bit of ammo as far as puts that are out of the money that could still run into the money. And we're seeing virtually no calls that are in the money besides December 17th, about 20,000 calls that are still in the money, 258,000 calls that are out of the money. And then, other than that, it's kind of crazy. These 5 strikes right here have less than 1,000 calls in the money on any given strike. And then January 21st, we do have a lot of that open interest that is concentrated deep into the money at the current moment. So I don't see a lot of these running out of the money. And you do see a lot of calls that are out of the money for this expiration, January 21st, 2022, 313,599 to be exact. So all in all, I do expect a bounce at some point throughout this week. My, weekly price prediction remains the same. We will end this week, in my opinion, in between $37 and $40 per share, unless the market does go through another freakish sell-off and find something to hold on to as far as fear is concerned. So nothing has changed with this trade. I would still be incredibly bullish. I would look at this, if you truly have conviction, as a buying opportunity, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. If we do hit that 200-day moving average at $30.93 per share, that is a glorious level to be buying shares. Even at these levels, I think it's really good. But if we do come down further, that $31 price range, that is a great range to be picking up stock. And hopefully you guys aren't just holding your shares. If you want to buy more AMC, buy more AMC. It's not hurting the MOASS. You're not creating synthetic shares by buying the stock. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. And now the proof is out there with the price action of the stock that was completely false. So hit that like button for me. Consider subscribing to the channel as well as that. Check out the links in the description. It's not a bad time to get some free stock, if I do say so myself. So that is going to be all for this video. I will see you guys in the next one.